Ponytails. Read by Scribbler. And that's why Applejack doesn't have a McDonald's toy. By Justice 4243. Twilight sniffed as she walked into the bright restaurant. The air was greasy and heavily interlaced with the smell of fried meat. Twilight smiled. The smell always reminded her of two things: hamburgers and money. And she loved both. Behind her walked her normal entourage of friends: Spike, Princess Celestia, and Princess Luna. "So good to have you girls back," a blonde-haired, smartly dressed woman said as she ushered the group of ponies into the McDonald's. "I know the kids are just going to adore the new Rainbow Power figures." Twilight smiled.
It's good to be back. Always a pleasure doing business with McDonald's, right girls?
Twilight asked as she looked back at her group of friends.
"I love places that are run by a clown!"
Pinkie exclaimed.
"Yeah, totally awesome!"
Rainbow Dash said. Rarity teetered. "Honestly, this place is a tad pedestrian for my taste, but I adore any company that wants to spread my image far and wide." Celestia smiled.
"I just love these little trips to the human world."
Luna beamed. "I am exuberant that I was considered for such a prestigious honor." Spike also wore a happy countenance.
"I'm just happy I cried long and hard enough that Twilight caved in and brought me along."
Rarity nodded. "That was some impressive tantrum throwing. Even I'm impressed."
"Thanks,"
Spike said proudly. Fluttershy looked around the restaurant in a panicked expression as she took short, laboured breaths from her mouth.
I was actually kidnapped in my sleep and brought her by force to this house of death."
Pinkie bounded up to her terrified friend and smiled wide.
"Well, of course we kidnap you in your sleep, silly Billy. You hate coming to McDonald's." Well, yeah, if you all know that, then, why even bring me here in the first place?
Rainbow Dash approached the timid mare.
"Cuz, we need you to sign all that paperwork so we can use your image in the toy. Duh."
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure I want to sign anything. Especially here. I'm not sure how you even got me to do it the last couple of times.
Twilight spoke up.
Yeah, we all ate meat in front of you until you passed out and worked you like a puppet.
Fluttershy's eyes went wide as her lips began to quiver.
"You're all horrible sellouts!"
Applejack cried. Fluttershy smiled.
Thanks, Applejack.
"I can't believe you'd all lend your images to a place that sells such low-quality apple pies!"
Fluttershy's features sank once again.
Never mind.
The McDonald's representative spoke up.
Is there a problem?"
Twilight looked up at her and smiled.
I'll handle this.
She turned to Applejack.
Applejack, why do you have to be such a stick in the mud? Can't you just enjoy fat stacks of money like the rest of us?
Pinkie leaned in close to Twilight and whispered,
"I think you meant to say making children happy."
Right! Wait, isn't that what I said?
All the ponies present shook their heads.
"You said fat sacks of money, Twi,"
Rainbow Dash informed.
"Which, let's face it, is actually pretty cool."
Aw, shoot!
Twilight exclaimed.
I always mix those two up.
Celestia smiled.
"It's all right, Twilight. Part of becoming a princess is realizing they're often one and the same."
Applejack sighed.
"Ugh, even Princess Celestia is against me."
"Sister is actually paid in pies," Luna informed them.
"What?"
Applejack exclaimed as she stared at Celestia. Celestia stared back at Applejack with an embarrassed look, as crumbs adorned her face and a half-eaten apple pie floated inches away from her muzzle. She quickly brought the rest of the pie into her mouth and chomped down on it. Applejack shook her head and turned to Luna.
Well, you're upset about the quality of pies here, right?
Honestly, I am just happy to be included for once, Luna said. Spike gave a heavy sigh.
I hear that.
Twilight smiled down at Spike.
Cheer up, Spike. I'm sure they'll make a tour of you next time.
Spike's face lit up.
Really?
No.
Twilight replied, while maintaining the same smile on her face. Most of the ponies present broke out into small fits of laughter. Pinky giggled.
He's gonna develop a self-esteem complex for sure.
Spike gave a heavy sigh as he walked up to the pile of burgers. He grabbed an armful and walked towards a booth, setting the pile down and sitting in front of it. He began to morosely unwrap his first burger.
If anyone needs me, I'll be right here quietly sobbing to myself while I fill the deep, empty void in my life with food.
Twilight nodded.
Good thinking, Spike. The burgers should help muffle your pitiful sobs so the rest of us won't have to hear them.
Spike said nothing as tears began to pour from his eyes and he sorrowfully chomped down on the burger in his claws.
Oh, that is it!
Applejack cried.
I'm gonna start my own pie stand with blackjack and hookers.
Pinky giggled.
Silly Applejack, this story is rated for everyone.
Applejack frowned.
Fine, just a pie stand then.
With that, Applejack stormed out of the restaurant, out into the bright afternoon day.
Oh no!
Pinky cried.
What are we gonna do? Our pony is short.
Don't worry, I have it all under control.
Delicious apple pies here.
Gasp!
A man wearing a dark shirt adorned with berry punch drinking from a punch bowl over the words, "Go home, berry punch," said from the street.
A talking pony!
Another man in a dark blue Twilight Sparkler shirt said,
Double gasp! It's one of the ponies from Friendship is Magic! This is the best day ever!
Applejack grinned wide as the two men approached.
Yep, sure is. Would you two like to purchase some delicious home-cooked apple pies?
The man in the berry punch shirt frowned.
It's just worst, pony.
What?
Applejack cried. The man in the Twilight shirt hung his head.
I thought it was gonna be my waifu.
Dude, you know Flash Sentry stole your waifu.
Equestria Girls was not canon!
Applejack shot an annoyed glance at the two men in front of her stand.
Excuse me? If you two ain't gonna buy anything, can y'all please move along?
Man, Flash was in Season 4!
The man in the berry punch shirt insisted.
You really just need to let this whole Flash thing go.
Never! Ah!
The man in the Twilight shirt cried as he threw a surprised left hook into the face of the other man. The two quickly began to exchange blows in front of Applejack's pie stand. Applejack sighed.
Forget this. I'm just gonna have my own episode while everyone else is at McDonald's.
Whoa!
A white unicorn mare with electric blue-coloured hair exclaimed as she took off her purple-tinted goggles and stared out at the restaurant full of happy children.
This is sweet!
She turned to Twilight.
And you say all I have to do to get to drop some fat beats at the next Grand Galloping Gala is to sign some papers and hang out with some human kids?
Twilight nodded.
Yep. Just one thing, though. The kids get to put stickers on you.
The white unicorn knitted her brow and frowned.
Wait, what?
Twilight brought her forehoof up to her mouth and made a sharp whistle.
All right, kids, playtime!
She said happily as she motioned to the white unicorn. The children all cried out in excitement as they stampeded through the restaurant and mobbed the surprise pony. The white unicorn flailed her forehooves in the air as a sea of tiny hands dragged her down and started plastering her white coat with a number of colourful rainbow stickers.
Not cool! Not cool! Hooray!
Pinky cried.
We solved our missing pony problem and ruined the next Grand Galloping Gala. Again! Happy day!
Spike rolled his eyes as he unwrapped another hamburger wrapper, adding it to the mountain of wrappers in front of him.
Yay.
He uttered sarcastically, before taking a bite of his hamburger.
Twi?
Rainbow Dash said, as she approached Twilight, dragging an unconscious-looking Fluttershy who was foaming at the mouth.
I know it's good that we help the children and all, but don't you feel a little bad about what happened to AJ?
I'm sorry.
Twilight replied from a pile of crisp dollar bills as she spread her legs and wings out wide and waved them up and down, allowing the bills to wash over her.
I can hear you over the sound of how awesome money is. Applejack! Applejack! Ah, cat! Attack. Cat attack. I was attacked by a cat. Oh, God.
God, I can't do fighting noises. Oh, I sound horrible.
Twi? Oh. Who's foaming at the mouth. I love how I'm dragging Fluttershy while she's foaming at the mouth. This is officially my favorite story.
That was, and that's why Applejack doesn't have a McDonald's toy. It was written by Justice4243 and read by Scribbler with special guest voice actors Emogak, The Lost Narrator, Webshotter, and Black Iris Balloon. Right, thank you very much for listening. This fic happened mainly because, one, I found it friggin' hilarious when I read it, but also because I wanted a complete and utter tonal shift from the insane amounts of dark fic, sad fic, horror fic that I've done for the last 3 weeks with Puppet to Her Fame. So, when I looked through my retinue of different fics that I have read recently or had on my to-read list, this one stood out as the most screwball comedy I had. Hence, this is the one I chose to do this week. And hopefully people enjoyed it. I know quite a lot of people have subscribed to my channel this week. Yeah, thank you very much. I was quite shocked at the numbers. And I hope people don't unsubscribe when they realise they do more than just dark fic. There will be more sad fics, there will be more dark fics, but for this week at least, I needed to do something that wasn't a dark fic. I also had an entire month of just depressing people. That said, I have been really quite impressed at the levels of debate and things about Puppet to Her Fame that people have been having, and some of the ideas that I had not even considered about the fic itself, and about the theories to do with whether or not the chains are real, and basically stuff that I kind of wish I'd considered when we first recorded our review of it back in January for Heroic Review. So hopefully that will come out at some point and people will be able to continue their debates about it in the comments there, though please don't throw things at us if we say stuff you don't agree with. I don't think I've got anything of any worth or value to add at the moment, because I'm planning on doing an update video with various different projects I've been involved in, although if you subscribe to my channel maybe you will have seen that I've been adding to the projects I've been in that belong to other people playlist. And also some fan art that I've received that I need to spotlight because it's friggin' amazing. So, I will hopefully be bringing that out soon, although I continue to wade my way through No Place Like Home auditions, which kind of has to take precedence. And on that note, I probably should go back and do some more of those. So I will love you and leave you to go back and make some more casting choices. Be lovely to each other, and good night, everybody.